this is the Walmart chart. So when you see the first observation should start from, we don't need this one, from April the 1st. We can delete it. Our first observation should start from May 1st, 2014. So it has open, high, low, close, adjusted, close, volume. This is Amazon's. So you guys got it? You guys got it? You guys got S&P 500? When you search for S&P 500, and then so it will show S&P 500. So you either search this one or type this one in search so you can find S&P 500. Now, so you guys got it? You got all of them, Walmart, Amazon?
I don't, yeah.
Okay. So each time, like you can just keep that page, don't change the page, and then put the new search here, like Amazon, and then so this is Amazon, but it's showing you the daily stock prices. You click on the apply, so it will apply the filters, so you get a new table.
And the 500 is SPF.
S&P 500. Yeah, so search over here, you just SP 500. No, so you have to add NP 500 and this one. So you search for S&P 500. So once you got it, now we can calculate, we can put it all together. Okay, once you got it, I'll post this in the class website. Anyhow, so we can create one and put it all together. Let's see. So let's start. Well, let's take a look at Walmart. So the date is, no explanation needed for the date. Open is for that date, like May 1st, 2014. When the market opens, the opening price for the stock is $79.73. So usually the closing price in the previous day and the opening price in the next days are different. Why? Why the stock is closed previously in the previous day at the different price than the price it was started the following day? Because
Stocks rising, falling, or
well,
not.
because some information might come out, yeah. Some information might come out at night after the stock market closes. So the closing day in the previous day and the opening prices in the following days could be different. So this is the opening price, but it doesn't mean like this is the correct price. And depending on the demand and supply, price will go either higher or lower than this opening price. So the high means how much in that day the price has go to, the highest price in that day. The low is how much the price has been fallen to, the lowest price for that day for that stock. So close is when market closes, this is the closing price for that day. So sometimes it's dividend paid, so it's strange, it's such a difference. Anyhow, the adjusted close price is after considering the payment for dividend, and that's the dividend adjusted close day. Why it's so much lower? See, it's almost very similar. Something is wrong with Walmart. See, it's adjusted close day should be like very similar. It should be adjusted for the stock prices. For dividend, it should be adjusted for only dividend. So it's strange. Yeah, I see not much change, but it's a lot of changes for the earlier. But anyhow, the rule is since we want to look at the stock prices after the adjustment for dividend. So keep the date. Say create another table. Say over here, and then this is Walmart. Now only delete everything, and change the name for that to Walmart price. And then so keep the date and keep the price of Walmart. And the next one should be Amazon's price. So you can just copy this column. It should be the same trading day because we're looking at the monthly stock prices. So we don't need to check the date. It should be the same across the stocks. So all you do is just copy, this is Amazon, this column to the new sheet we just created. But change the name to Amazon price. And do the same thing for Apple. Do the same thing for Apple and S&P 500. Only this one. Apple prices and then S&P 500. Okay, so you should have a table like mine. So let me just give some colors to that. And then next thing we'll do, we will calculate the returns, monthly stock returns. This is price, but we can compare which one is more volatile based on price. Price of Walmart goes up and down by $1 or $2, and Amazon goes up, it's equivalent to like Amazon goes up and down by $20. So we cannot just look at the dollar amount that changes, so we should look at the return, changes in return. Now the next thing we want is Walmart return. And Amazon return, Apple return, and S&P 500 return. And let's change the color. So we got the price from Yahoo Finance, but after that, that's all we need. We need to collect the stock prices from a website. After that, it's all depending on what we do. So with the stock prices, what we can do is we can calculate the stock returns. For example, Walmart stock price is $67.14. A month later, $66.06. How much returns, if you are investors, how much returns you earned or you lost in that month? Can you calculate the stock return for Walmart for that month? Just think about like you bought it in May 1st, you sold it in June 1st. So at that price, so what kind of returns you're getting? Are you losing money? Are you making money? You're losing money. You lost about $1.08 something out of your investment of how much? You bought it always at the earlier time and you sold it later. So you lost $1.08 out of your investment of $67.14. Your return should be how much? Your return in May 2014. Okay? So in other words, you compare the stock differences in June and May, and then use the differences divided by your stock prices in May. That gives you the stock return in May. But it's always using like later period price. Subtract the earlier period stock prices. That's the price change. Use this price change over your price you purchased earlier. So based on that, so what I'm doing here is just this price subtract this price. This is the stock price change over the previous price. So, and then you can repeat it for Amazon and Apple, and you can repeat it for the rest of the period. That's all. So you just drag it down for both directions. Let me show you. Well, forget about the date. Will be changing the format, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so you see, or you can use B3 over B2 and subtract 1 and give you the same answer. Or use B3 minus B2, use the difference divided by B2. Yeah, we may. I think it's better. Like for the first midterm, we should do chapter 5, 6, and 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are accounting chapters. So if we do so, and then we won't move the midterm to the either in the fourth week, either on Monday or on Wednesday. So and then for chapters 7, 8, and 9, and we can do that in the following weeks. Want to do that? Yeah, so we will continue working on this chapter, and then we'll work on chapter 2 and chapter 3. So makes sense. Now, based on the returns, can you tell which one is more volatile? Which one is riskier? If it's more volatile, price has been going up and return has been going up and down too much, and then it will be considered like very risky. Especially like the negative returns are very high. Like Amazon will be losing that much, 30% of return just in a day. So Amazon obviously is very risky because in a day the price could fall by 5% or even 13%. And for Walmart, you don't see this dramatic changes. Yeah, this one, it goes down by 10% on that date, July 1st, 2015. So is that Walmart riskier than Amazon in the past 5 years? How can we tell? So once we know the return, based on our knowledge we learned in statistics class, so we can calculate what? We can calculate the returns, mean, the average, and also standard deviation. Now let's do that. At least we can know something. We can know how much is the average return for Walmart. Yeah, let's do that. How much you guys got? Now let's calculate the Walmart average return and standard deviation. Got it? Now, let me do that here. Okay, now let's calculate the mean. Let's give another cover. Let's calculate the mean and standard. Actually, since you all have the template, so if you copy and paste, for example, just do this. Copy and paste, including the date, into the one I posted on Blackboard. Here. And let's see what's happening. Yeah, you see? So what I did is I just replaced the template for the new date and new price. You can use it as a reference. So you see the mean is calculated and correlation is also calculated. Is that right? Anyhow, let's do that. It seems wrong since Amazon's return is negative. I don't believe it.
I at something different?
Yeah, well, let's still do our exercise here. Let's say mean, you just do average, using the average function. Yeah, so that one was wrong. I don't know what is the problem, but anyhow. So you can drag it, so that's mean. And to get the standard deviation, it's called STDEV. In Excel, STDEV is just to calculate the standard deviation. And then and for all these numbers, we want to see the percentage with 2 decimals. So that makes more sense. So on average, the stock return of Amazon is 3.36% every month for 5 years. The stock market is booming, so it should be positive returns. So that one definitely was wrong. Let's see, what's the problem? Anyhow, so this is what I got here. So this is what I got. So the mean and the standard deviation and for the 3 stocks. So all the 3 companies are doing very well in the past 5 years. Amazon is the best performer out of the 3, right? Best performer out of the 3. On average, it's providing 3.36% of return every month. That's excellent. So we learned the rule of 72. Use 72 divided by 3.36. That's how much? About 23 something. So every 23 months, and the stock, your investment in Amazon will be doubled. Every 24 months, and that means every 2 years, if you buy Amazon, your portfolio value will be doubled in 2 years. That's extremely well. Everybody will be happy. Your investment will be doubled in 2 years. Yeah, based on that calculation, 24 months and 2 years. Yeah, so Apple is doing good too, 1.7% of return every month. But that's only one thing. The average return tells one thing. Also, we want to know how risky it is. We can look at the standard deviation. Because standard deviation tells this returns how much does it deviate from the mean. Right, standard deviation. Somebody explain to me what is the definition of standard deviation? So it tells from the mean, so we got the mean, how wide is the deviation? The stock returns could fall under what kind of range? So it could be negative side or positive side. We all want positive side, but there is the possibility it will fall to the negative side. The higher standard deviation means it's riskier because it might fall to the negative side, falls too much because it's too wide. It's too wide. So Walmart, based on standard deviation, which one is the safest one? So Walmart. This is a risky one, based on standard deviation. But you see, S&P 500 is what? S&P 500 it's a portfolio of 500 stocks. So the results is based on the average of the 500 stocks. So you see, on average, it's providing 7.76% return every month. But the standard deviation is the lowest one because it's the average. It's just like I'm good in something, you guys are good at something else. We as a group, we can do a lot of things. So the average return, the standard deviation, so it's safer. So we consider the whole group together, so it's safer. So So it's shown here, the standard deviation of S&P 500 is the lowest one. So it's if you buy S&P 500, the performance, your portfolio will not be falling too much, but it won't go up too much. Standard deviation is pretty low, so it's pretty safe. Just like you put the money into the bank, there's no surprise. You buy S&P 500, not much of a surprise. But if you buy Amazon, it could be like one standard deviation of 8.4, it could drop 8.4% in one day, but it could also go up 8.4% in one day. In S&P 500, it will go up by 3.28%, it will go down by 3.28%, but not much, not more than Amazon. So Amazon is the most risky one. So out of the 3 stocks, so which one is the one you think is the best choice for you? So you see S&P 500 in the past 5 years. That's why a lot of people want to invest, want to choose S&P 500, right? Because it's very reasonable return, positive, and standard deviation is the lowest one. A lot of people, like you are risk averse people, and you want some conservative choices for your money. So S&P 500 is the one. It's better than just hold individual stock like Walmart. It's better than buy Amazon because it's too risky. So we don't even know about the futures of Amazon, but we know S&P 500 in the future will always be there. It represents the 500 biggest companies in the U.S. So nothing will be wrong with S&P 500. So you agree with me? So now we can tell how risky is Amazon, how much is the risk of Walmart and Apple. So look at the mean. We want the high returns based on the mean. We also want the low risk, which we can tell by looking at the standard deviation. Right? So it seems like for me, and I want S&P 500, and if I pick individual stocks, and I'll try Amazon. So what about you guys? Because you see, there's another ratio. It's called Sharpe's ratio. I think it's Sharpe's ratio. So what it is, you just look at using the return, average return divided by the risk. Okay, so the higher the better. So there's another one. It's called Sharpe's ratio. I think where it's called something else, or trying something else. But anyhow, you just use the average return divided by standard deviation, and then so it tells like for one standard deviation how much returns you can get. So now you want the higher one. So this one is the best. And Walmart is the worst. Okay, so you want to control for standard deviation and see how much returns you can get. So Amazon, in fact, among the 3 stocks is the best one. Walmart is the worst one. The risk is comparatively too high for the kind of returns investors can get. So you use mean and divide it by standard deviation and give you a ratio. And then you pick the highest ratio because that tells for one level of risk, one standard deviation, how much returns you can get. And then you want the high one, so that's Amazon. So it's considered both the return and the risk. So the best one is Amazon. Okay, the next one is Amazon. So anyhow, so now you know how to do individually, evaluate stocks individually. Now what about portfolios? So shall you have a portfolio with Walmart and Amazon, or Walmart and Apple, or Amazon and Apple? For example, you have only the money to invest in 2 stocks only. So the combination of the stocks should be which 2 you should be investing. So how can you tell now? Now, not only we should know like how much is the Sharpe's ratio, standard deviation, and the mean, we also need to know what the correlation. You all hear like you shouldn't put all your money in one basket. You should diversify. So that means, well, you should diversify. Just like you should consider like if something really bad hit Amazon, and your portfolio's value will drop a lot. And meanwhile, you want something else in your portfolio to cover up that losses. So you want the returns of, for example, Amazon unfortunately falls, but you want the stocks in your portfolio for other stocks will go up. So overall, your portfolio's performance is not impacted by that. So you want correlations. You want to check the correlations between the stocks. You want the correlations to be as low as possible, right? You know, you guys have the statistics class, so what's correlation? For example, I came from China. I'm pretty sure the correlation between me and Kenny are like very low. If we go back to like our backgrounds and nothing in common. But if I don't know, Jonathan and you two probably have I don't know. Yeah, but anyhow, it's just like correlation based on like the looks and background, and you can figure out the correlations. Is how much the correlation usually is between -1 and 1. If it's 1, just like correlation between me and myself, it's perfect 1. Correlation between me and another person is totally opposite to me. It will be -1. So for diversification purposes, you want Amazon's price to go down and the other one goes up. So you want it to be negatively correlated. So you want the correlation to be as low as possible. So correlation should be between -1 and 1. Now let's make a guess. Walmart and Amazon, Walmart and Apple. Walmart is more closely related to which stock, Amazon or Apple? You can look at the return. If you see Walmart goes down and Amazon goes down, but Apple goes up. So based on that, I'll say Walmart is more related to Amazon. Walmart is less related to Apple. It just return of Walmart goes up, Amazon